Welcome back to the Podcrastinators, episode 2 of season 3, video game movies. Today we watched Halo Legends.
Yep, we're coming at you in between theatrical releases now. I don't know what the last movie we covered was.
Yeah.
We don't even know yet.
And who knows when this episode's being released? I don't.
Yep. Damn, do you want to make a breaking news report on the podcast?
Yeah. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. Highly verifiable, by the way, off of my Twitter feed. It was from an official account.
Wait.
Dare I test?
Introduce yourself.
My name is Alex. I'm just a gamer. Yeah, I'm just a gamer. I don't know. That's about it.
That's my validation. That's his credibility.
I like, like that guy in Toy Story that cleans all the toys. I'm that guy. I just think with a bunch of shit. But anyways, yeah. So apparently, according to my trustworthy Twitter feed, 343 is no longer developing Halo games. They're just gonna oversee the franchise management. They're not gonna be involved in developing the game though at all.
That's super interesting.
I haven't seen anything but that, but it was a headline off of it.
People really like the multiplayer besides the customization shit, like the actual gameplay.
Okay, yeah, apparently gameplay was good.
Was there even a campaign for the new one?
Yeah.
Or there was?
I mean, Halo is the campaign.
The big one they killed was there's no more split screen, but then again, it is modern age gaming. Split screen has died.
But also it's Halo, bro.
Dude, I love it, but it does it takes a long time to develop that, and small audience is gonna use it. I don't know. That's one of the things that died, and I was like,
does it though? I mean, think about it. What's the point of me going back to playing Halo 4 or 5? I go back and play Halo split screen on this
I mean, all right. Let me put it this way: half of the FPS games that come out today don't run at launch. You expect 2 screens to run at launch. Let's just put it that way. They clearly don't even put the effort into the development time.
Yeah.
Regardless.
That's fair.
Also, the monetization. Yeah, they're milking it. So that's
they should make
the
another Halo Wars. Did you ever play that?
No.
The Halo RTS.
I never played any of the side Halo games.
I think that's the only side Halo.
No, there's the. I don't know. It was free on Xbox 360, and I played 2 minutes of it. But there's another completely story-driven Halo one-off that was garbage. I forget
an FPS.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Huh.
There's a lot of Halo side things. I feel like.
Does the newest Halo follow the season pass Fortnite business model?
No, it's just straight Call of Duty.
I don't think
shop.
Did the new Halo come out when Fortnite was out? It's been a while since we've had a new Halo.
No, yeah. Didn't Infinite just come out within the last year?
No, the reason you saw it coming up again was because they introduced the cross-platform, and they did a big multiplayer update to kind of revive it. Kind of like when Overwatch just completely wipes the meta and develop. I feel because I think you're right. I think Infinite's a lot older than we think.
Oh wait, no, that's the open world one. That's
one
2 years old. There's a fucking open world Halo, dude. Why is it?
It's open world?
I completely forgot about that game.
No, doesn't it have a grappling hook? That was the big thing?
Yes,
that's what I'm talking about.
It's the open world Halo game. That's completely out of my mind.
I didn't know that.
Wow, fuck 343, bro. You didn't even...
That tells me how disconnected.
2021.
Yeah, that's right.
November 15th, 2021. It's just over a year old.
They remember Doom and how they had the boost mechanic and the grappling hook? People like that. Let's do that in Halo.
But you said they don't follow the battle pass method. I feel like that's something that they could do.
No, even the stuff that was in the other games, right? You want to make your character red instead of blue in multiplier. Right?
You have to pay for each shoulder, right? Yeah. What? That's how fucked up it is.
You pay for the red helmet, and you pay... It gets even better. You have to pay for the right and the left arms separately. And then you have to pay for the chest plate, and then the legs come as one piece. But the 2 fucking arms come separately.
So
they might have changed it since then, but that Crow B-Bat guy or whatever who just flames gaming companies on his YouTube, when he put that out, that was one of the things he put in there.
Yeah. It's fun.
If an FPS is even relatively good, I'll give it a chance. I stayed far away.
Then you have to play Doom.
Yeah, I stayed far away. Multiplayer, sorry, let me finish that. Let me tweak that a little bit.
Oh, come on. Would you go back? You play Halo for the campaign. Yeah, the multiplayer was good, but it's not anymore.
I wouldn't touch the new ones, though.
Yeah.
Just because it's that thing of like even the new people who play it say it's bad. It's not just like the veterans who are like, it's not fucking classic Halo. Like even the new people are like, wow, this is dog shit monetization and this is horrible business practice.
At least there's no copium, you know, like with fucking Sonic.
No, yeah.
At least Halo fans know their games suck. They're not hiding in the falseness.
Oh, dude, don't even get me started on Sonic fans.
Yeah.
We grow to love how broken our game is. Dog, it's not even like you're talking about like a busted competitive game that got cool mechanics that you discovered. You're literally talking about a single player Sonic game.
Yeah.
That can't render frames fast enough. Like, come on, dude. In a world that looks as gray as my grandma's 1930s photo album. Like, it's so bad.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty awful.
I can't see eye to eye with that. There's just certain things like that.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
It's funny that you guys are talking about Halo because neither of you owned Xboxes, did you?
No, I played Halo 3 was my first M game.
Okay. I just always think of you as a PlayStation boy.
I've never... PlayStation 4 was my first PlayStation. I had an Xbox 360.
That makes sense.
I played Gears of War and shit.
Yeah, because I had an Xboner. I had the 360.
Having the PS3, like, there was Metal Gear Solid 4, but, like, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed that at that age, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And they had God of War, but Xbox had fucking... Xbox 360 won that era.
Oh, yeah.
PS4 has easily won. PS5, I think, has won.
Xbox hasn't had an era since the 360.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
No, I agree.
Even the Xbox, the PS1 and the PS2 did better than the first Xbox, or at least I think.
It was like the PS2 and the first Xbox were in the same generation.
Okay.
With the GameCube? Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, don't you think that Xbox exclusives, Halo, I don't know anything about any of the newer exclusives, but just in general, the exclusives are just a lot.
I think that's
exciting.
the only Halo, or I think that's the only exclusive.
There's that Forza car game that nobody gives a fuck about.
Well,
Forza.
Xbox did just buy, or Microsoft just bought Bethesda and Activision Blizzard. Not that they would make Call of Duty exclusive, but I think that they might make like the next Elder Scrolls game exclusive.
I agree. Because with multiplayer like that, you want it to be on every
No
platform.
way they would make the next Elder Scrolls game exclusive. Do you know how many fucking platforms Skyrim is on?
That's true.
Do you know how unbelievably greedy Bethesda is? Do you think they'll put any work into like one
you know
thing?
What is going to be exclusive? It's going to be their Spider-Man PS4. Bethesda's making an Indiana Jones game. That's going to be exclusive, I bet.
I feel like that'd be a hard game to pull off.
What, Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Who gives a fuck?
It got announced.
Yeah, like...
It's not even Star Wars. Like, it's not even something film people care about, like, current, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a new Indiana Jones movie coming out soon.
I didn't
know
the
whip
that.
mechanics.
Does that tell you something? Like, I would know if a new Star Wars is coming out, though.
The whip mechanics? I think that'd be fun. It's whip everything.
If that one guy from Transformers is in it and I can kill his character.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah,
Shia
that one,
LaBeouf.
that fucking alien, the Crystal Skull. That's what that movie was called. I remember when I was a kid, I watched it when I was living in Britain, and I didn't sleep for 2 nights because the alien scared me. It fucking scared the fuck out of me because I was watching it during a thunderstorm at like night in England. Dude, I remember that alien like actually scarred me for like 2 days. I did not sleep.
Did you see the new Indiana Jones trailer?
No.
It looks promising,
right.
You know, it obviously it's marketing. It's a crazy thing. You can make any shitty thing look good through 30 seconds.
Dude, yeah, and that tells you a lot about like film reviewers and stuff like you guys is that like despite how hard they try marketing stuff, you can still sniff the shit sometimes. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, like I think that's epic. Like you can, that's just super cool because I couldn't really differentiate that. Like genuinely. Like I see a trailer.
I think it could be cool.
It has promise. Cool. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Was it the basic shit? Maybe. Doom, 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 doom. No. This fall. Doom, 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 doom. He returns. Yeah, like.
Nah, it wasn't that. Not this time.
Okay.
Not this time.
It wasn't no Pacific Rim.
No.
Bigger robots, bigger monsters getting slammed into the earth with fucking.
Pacific Rim.
Whatever the robot decides to look to his right and pick up that day, fucking train car.
But going back to the original conversation, I do think that fucking Xbox exclusives will be Bethesda based because they have no exclusives. That's how they stay ahead.
Yeah, but also would they be like, shit, the Xbox, we might not sell a lot if we have only on the Xbox, because who the fuck wants an Xbox?
Maybe they'll be like console sellers. People might buy the Xbox
why
for
the
this
fucking
game.
Xbox is still a thing? It's because there's a whole market of people out there who have bought every single fucking Madden game and bought fucking PGA Tour, like fucking Tiger Woods golf, and are enjoying the fuck out of it. That's why Forza is an exclusive for it, and that's why Forza gets bought, because it's for people who play games like that, with just fucking smooth brain, fucking Assassin's Creed level type shit.
Call of Duty.
It's true. So that is like their identity, I guess.
You can like Xbox, by the way. It's fine. You just chose wrong.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm gonna vouch for Forza.
Wow.
There too. That racing game was sick.
I have no palate.
And I know from like
games,
playing
so
that and just like looking up stuff through it as I was playing it, like it is regarded as like the arcade racing game.
Yeah.
Like if you're not trying to sweat on a set of Corsa with the freaking simulator,
That's
it is
fair.
just the best. Like to sit down and have fun driving cars.
Mm-hmm.
But like we said, we're on a podcast right now. I'm an enthusiast. I don't give a fuck about that in reality. I played it for Ford over the summer. Elden Ring hadn't come out yet.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it is just a substitute for everything. And it's funny because like Game Pass is something people will bring up. Like an Xbox kid would probably argue with that. It's like, oh, but Game Pass, and it's like, all right, out of the however many games you get a month free,
How many?
one of them is mid.
Yeah.
Like one of them is like, yeah, if you have nothing else to do, play that one.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. But
No, that's for sure.
I always think it's funny to bring up like the PlayStation Move and the Xbox Kinect. Just think about the failure of that. It was almost worse than 3D TVs. Like even if you had one, you still didn't use
Aren't
it.
3D TVs still a thing?
I don't.
They
think
don't sell them
really.
anymore. They didn't. Like
3D
I asked,
monitors? Aren't there like 3D monitors you can have without glasses?
there's like the curve. I'm sure there is, but like
It's like a 3DS where there's like a slider on the side.
I think
you can turn on and off the 3D.
That'd be pretty nice.
You know what? I'm feeling some 3D
Dude, I don't
right
Like
now.
I'm feeling like 50% 3D right now.
I don't need more eye strain from looking at a computer like
Yeah.
however many hours I do a day. It won't state.
Do you ever put your nightlight mode on your computer?
I turn the blue light.
Like
Yeah,
where
is
it gets
might be the same
warmer?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
turn
do
the
that
blue
on
light
my
off.
phone.
Our monitors have it. Like I can just turn the blue light on a slider and I just turn it down to 0.
Yeah.
Because those days where I don't do that, I wake up in the morning like my eyes
Ow.
sting, my eyes sting. Ow.
You've played through the originals, the original Halos, right?
Yeah,
On
I've
the
played all of
PC.
them.
Yeah, on Legendary
With
too,
Aiden,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Isn't Halo 2 the fucking Jackals terrifying?
That game was actually like that.
Wasn't it awesome? Though?
It was
Halo 2
walking
is sick.
the line of being too hard to where it almost was fun. It was very thin.
Did you ever have to restart a mission because you messed up one thing?
Yes.
And
But-
it was after like 2 hours of trying to get there.
Low key though, it helped that Aiden played it with me after he played with you.
Mhm.
Because he actually carried me through that Halo 2 thing. He knew
Yeah.
where a lot of the jackals were and stuff. Halo Reach, the fucking mission where you have to kill the enemy ships in
And
space.
space, that one's
And it's
rough.
like a 40-minute mission if you do it well.
Yeah.
And if you fuck up, you go right
And
to
honestly,
the
you're
fucking
just
beginning.
kind of randomly flying around shooting shit, just
And like the
praying
first
to
5
God
minutes,
you're
you're
not
like,
dying.
wow, this is so cool. I forgot about this mission. And then 10 minutes later, you're like, get me out of this fucking spaceship, dude. This shit is
Please.
ace. Like, come on.
Yeah.
They gotta have their Star War.
Well, no, I feel like that's the greatest downfall of FPSs is like in campaigns. It's you go into a room, you shoot someone. You go into a room, you shoot someone. Like you have to have that thing to like
It's
break
really
it up.
hard
And then
to
there's the
not
on-rails
cross the line of
section.
Everything is scripted while
Mhm.
also having cool gameplay.
Yeah,
You're right.
that's the hardest thing. That's why I think Doom Eternal is better because it was some platforming.
In terms of genre, just a random thought. Cameron, I feel like you're the only one who has decent or more than normal experience in like the superhero titles, right? It's like Arkham Knight,
Mm-hmm.
like that kind of stuff. I've never played one of those.
I do.
You
I
should
think you would
speak-
hate
You
those
should
games.
speak to your
Alex.
experience with those though. Like,
all right, can I be? This
Are
is
they as
very,
good
very
now
this is very
as
on
they've
topic.
been?
I
because
actually have just recently replayed them.
Oh, what the when?
Last year.
Oh,
just
okay.
at
I thought you
home.
meant like recently.
Within the
recently.
last year, I've played all of them.
I just like last night downloaded it or maybe 2 nights
Batman,
ago.
what specifically?
Arkham City, because I never played that one. Karen, one of the reasons I fucking stopped playing was because I was tapping B so much, I got a cramp in my hands.
Yeah, dude,
I no joke got a cramp. I play fighting games on fucking PS4 controllers, and I was tapping B so much I fucking cramped up.
that's the entire gameplay of the fighting is like square, triangle every now and then to counter, and then they'll like introduce other enemy types, so you have to like hit circle to stun, but basically you just spam the shit out of square. The best parts are not the combat sections. There's like
stealth,
the stealth sections and the boss fights.
Yeah.
Okay, but like, all right, how does that like? Because the two main titles I think of are the Spider-Man series
and the Batman
series.
The Spider ones, they're both like not like insane mechanically. The Spider-Man especially looks fucking gorgeous, and it's really, really fun to swing around. Like if you want to play a Spider-Man game, like play that game.
And
You'll
there's
be
definitely
satisfied.
like Spider-Man elements in the combat where you can like web people up and swing them around and shoot webs. That there's like some bit of variation,
but it's still B.
Yeah, it is still just mash the shit out of one button.
But then again, you have to like step back and think like that's not why you're playing. Like those games are made just for people who are super fans of the genre, or like
they are made for anybody to play.
Yeah, and I think that's
cool. And I agree.
It wouldn't
that
be
is
fun
cool
to pick up Spider-Man and be like, all right, quarterback, circle left, triangle triggers to do your super web blast.
Can I just have a Spider-Man Souls-like, please?
Also, that Batman, I don't know which one specifically it is, but one of the Batman Arkham Knights games is always on those videos where you like look up a GPU's performance on YouTube, and it always has Arkham Knights with the ray tracing as like a bench test. Like it's always one of the ones I see for that. So I thought that was interesting. So they must look really good. That must be like a feature too.
The Lord of the Rings Shadow of Mordor games also have that same combat.
Did you guys ever play Lord of the Rings Conquest?
No.
God damn it! That is an old like.
Is that like an RTS too?
No, it's like. I don't know how to describe it. It's like multiplayer, but you play with CPUs on your team. Kind of like local Battlefront, like old Battlefront, where you could have CPUs and play against each other.
Oh, that was
But it was Lord of the Rings, and it was PlayStation 3 or 2, and I played it with my friend James in England, and that's all we played. Like I would go over to his house and stay the night solely to play that game for like 7 hours straight. Because you could just sit up in the towers and you could choose like your army, I remember. So you could be like an elven archer and just sit in the tower and shoot CPUs.
I'm trying to think of that's fucking beautiful.
I'm looking it up. I'm leaving the tab open for further research.
Dude, this is one. If you guys can emulate it and play it, I feel like it'd be a really good game just to play for the YouTube.
Well, you have to watch.
I've seen the theatrical releases.
Oh, okay. You haven't seen the extended. That's right.
Uh-huh.
Oh, the extendeds? Yeah, I've never dove into that.
You don't need to, you know? To be honest, every time I've watched it, I didn't know what was different about it. There's so much shit in it. Like, there's some scenes, obviously, that are like, yeah, that probably wasn't in the movie, but...
I know I went over to my friend's place, and he was watching the extended cuts, and there was some stuff that I was like, I don't remember that offered more context. Like, I'm pretty sure the one scene in the Two Towers where the Ents destroy the entire, like, orc production facility with Saruman...
Yeah. That's
not in the theatrical cut, I don't think.
Here it is.
I know it's
or a lot of it has been cut out.
See, it's like Battlefront, like he's capping the points.
Oh, this looks fucking awesome.
It's the same thing.
It's
like
just a medieval fucking fight out there with.
It's literally like Star Wars Battlefront, but for Lord of the Rings. And I know you can play it split screen because that's how we used to do it. And
this game looks sick.
What Yes.
It's sweet too because like Battlefront,
It's like a class system, so you choose like archer or like broadsword guy, and plus you have all the races from Lord of the Rings, and it has the Battlefront thing too, where you spawn in as heroes, so you can play.
That's pretty like Legolas or something.
Yeah, you can. I always spawn in as Legolas. Like it gives you a choice, and I'm like Legolas every time because it's broken. Because you could just rapid fire.
I think it'd be fun
arrows.
to be Gimli, just run around as a little dwarf with your axe.
I wish I could buy an old PlayStation just for that game because like it was dumb. It was like Kirby Air Ride kind of fun. It's the same kind of why you like the game. It's just fun, play with friends, anybody can mash square and kill CPUs. And,
Did you ever play the Spider-Man on the GameCube or PS2?
I did. I couldn't beat the Rhino boss, so I gave up.
The Spider-Man 2, yeah.
I did
played
Spider-Man 2 and couldn't beat Vulture and gave up.
Dude, I fucking loved those games when I was little.
Mm-hmm.
I gave up at the Rhino.
They had
got into the third one.
Yeah, I gave up
It was
super
They had the
really
Bruce
good.
Campbell as the fucking
Tutorial.
tutorial guy. Yeah.
And Tobey Maguire is the voice of Spider-Man in
He
that
is,
too.
yeah.
I played
Those
it
are good
like
games.
not recently, but like old when I was older, like freshman year of high school. I just pulled it out and plugged it in my Wii and played it for like 10 minutes. And one like eerie thing about it is in that Spider-Man 2 on the GameCube, it has the Twin Towers in it. Which is
Yeah, you
something,
can climb the
like,
Twin Towers.
if you want to think about
Oh,
how
really?
old that game is, the Twin Towers are in it.
You can jump off the Twin Towers. It was. Did you
You're
ever
right
go
next
to
to
the? Did you ever go to the top of like the Empire
It had the
State
copper
Building?
top.
Yeah,
And
That's
then
what
you
I
jump
jump
off,
from the bottom
and then you wouldn't
just
swing.
flat.
Yeah, and then it just go like.
And yeah, you would like, and then fall to his knees and just like.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
No,
I
I'm
wanna
pretty
do
sure.
that.
I'm pretty sure. Like in the game, he had like the, like his body just like hit the fucking floor.
And I remember
Jesus.
the other challenge was to jump from that building and then see how low you could get a web swing
Yeah.
with maximum speed.
Yeah, and then you just fling yourself.
And you're like, whoa, and you're way back up there.
Oh,
Crazy
yeah.
that they made that game run like that on GameCube.
I feel like old games kind of had that charm to it, where there's some things where you can make your own fun. You know.
Oh
You
yeah.
kinda had
Like
to.
those. Yeah, you kind of had to. You're right.
I don't know if you've seen, but at Genesis, because Genesis, that giant Smash tournament's going on,
Uh-huh.
I was watching as a segment, they ran a Kirby like air ride, like a competitive like thing. Actually really crazy to watch. Like it's super sweaty and like there is like thought put into it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I don't know anything about it, but I
No
was
way,
watching-
it's way. You know, it's a 2-button game, bro.
it's
Is
it-
Kirby Air Ride?
it's- there was
analog?
somebody
It's
clipping it.
analogs.
There was a guy who clipped it and put it on his Twitter. And he's like, "Got this tech today in Kirby Air Ride," and it was like him like
There's
hit
2 buttons.
No, it was him.
It's literally the analog
him.
stick and the A button.
And
Is it
there's
like
only
Mario
2
Kart?
No, and there's
No, because there's only 2 buttons. When I say
No.
this, the whole game was made to be
Dude,
played
it was
with
like
2
a
buttons.
suicide trade kill that he got to
Oh
win
my
the
God.
set, and because he suicided like in this frame perfect manner, his character was alive longer and he won the set. They play like sets and shit. You should look it up. That's another thing to just look up.
Competitive.
Kirby Air Ride.
Kirby
It's
Air
legit.
Ride.
It's legit. It's fucking dumb. I mean, there's competitive Tetris.
Tetris. Is
Okay, but
sick.
Tetris has a
Tetris is
history.
goated, yeah.
Tetris was also when like they didn't really have good games.
That Tetris was. It was when Tetris was the only game.
Yeah. Well, they had it for the Game Boy. That was like the most best-selling thing on the Game Boy. Maybe not Pokemon.
Well,
but
Tetris
I
is
don't
like
know.
the best-selling game of all time, just because
Is
it's
this the
on
clip?
literally every.
No, this
platform.
is just like
This is the fucking City
grand
Trial.
finals.
But it's like a racing game, right? Or
Well,
like, how does it
not
work?
this mode.
It's Kirby Air Ride.
Is it like the balloon game?
I don't. You can't describe it. You just have to.
So
experience
you
it.
go into this open world area, and there's these like little power-ups you find and secrets on the map and different vehicles you can find. And you just spend the entire thing, like, you can do like Easter eggs and stuff and blah, 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 but you just spend your time doing whatever with Kirby. And then after that time is up, it puts you in a little game. It's either like a race, see how far you can fly, a battle, like there's some boss fights, you can fight DDD. It's like random.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's a fun game. I
Okay.
think it's the last one Sakurai worked on of Kirby.
Oh,
I think that's Sakurai's last Kirby game.
interesting.
Well, that's Halo Legends.
Yep. All right. I'm gonna go upstairs. It was
Well,
fun.
wait. Thank you for coming on to the
appearing.
podcast.
Yeah, Ligma.
So,
But we watched Halo Legends. It's a anthology film about Halo, obviously, and it's done by different Japanese animation studios. I have played a ton of Halo. I grew up with it, so I'm a big fan. You grew up with a PS3.
yeah, I've never had an Xbox,
Yeah.
so I've never played any of the Halo games. I played a little bit of Reach, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm. So one thing, so there's a couple extra things in this one that I guess, as opposed to other ones, are like at the beginning they had 2 shorts where it was like the origin, and it gave like a good general like story of what Halo is. And I remember when that started, I was like, well, that's honestly a good introduction to Halo to kind of like get you a general understanding of what it's about.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was a good way to like start it off. Have you seen the like the Matrix version of this? Because it's called the Animatrix, and it's just like a bunch of different anime studios doing
or the Star Wars one that they did on Disney Plus.
Yeah, but
I was gonna say, anytime on paper, I think this is my general like for any anthology thing that's like a Japanese animation studio, because they've done this with Star Wars. I guess they've done this with The Matrix.
There are definitely other. Oh, there's a Batman one.
There's a Batman one.
Yeah.
There's another one I was thinking of earlier. I can't remember it. But anyways, I feel like the thing is always like, yeah, the animation is really cool, but some of them are pretty whack and cursed.
Yeah. Well, okay. So with the Matrix one, it starts the exact same way. Like the first two are like the origin
same
story.
with the Star Wars. Oh, sorry, but the origin story, that one.
Yeah. Like it starts with the origin of like how the machines took over the humans and all that from the Matrix. So I guess I agree. It's a good way to start off those.
Yeah. The first one,
the first
dual one.
No, wait, we're still on the origins. Hey,
Origins is just like the story of Halo.
Wait.
Okay,
There's some things that we need to establish first, okay? Do you know, like, so like we said, I've not played much Halo, and I don't know much of the background or anything behind it, I guess. What, like, era of Halo do you know that this movie was released in? Like, is this post-Bungie? Or is
At the end credits, it said 343 Studios.
Okay.
So that is post Bungie.
Okay.
But it didn't seem like it at the beginning. Maybe it was like before Halo 4.
I was thinking...
Because at the beginning, they showed the Forerunners, like the species that was like from the very beginning. And they have the Forerunners in Halo 4, and they don't really look like that.
Okay. Do you think that this is... this movie
but
is
then
also...
again, I'll just put this... Halo 4 and Halo 5... And everything past Halo 3 doesn't exist, so...
Yeah. I'm trying to look at when the...
when they
release
released.
of it. Yeah. The Halo Legends, I need to look. Okay, it came out the same year as Halo Reach. Isn't that a Bungie game?
That is a Bungie game.
So I don't really...
What year did it come out in?
2010.
Halo 4 released in 2012. And Halo Reach just came out. So I guess it was during like the transitionary, yeah. Because at the end it said 343 Studios.
Okay.
And 4 had yet to come out. That makes sense why the Forerunners looked a little bit different.
Imagine, I feel like it would be tough. I know Bungie has made Destiny, which is super popular, but wouldn't it be tough to like just leave your baby with Microsoft and like, oh, here are all of our notes on the lore and everything, like everything that we came up with. Good luck.
It is kind of weird. Like, I wonder, I don't know exactly the whole history behind it, but you'd think like maybe they'd be like, you know what, let's keep Halo in the bank for a while. We'll return to it.
Nah, they gotta milk it for all it's worth.
Well, you know, like Bungie, I mean, they could be like, well, we'll return later to it. Like, we'll make Destiny, maybe we'll return to Halo.
But Microsoft had to just keep making Halo games because that's all they have for exclusives.
Mm-hmm.
So, I had a question. Oh, so we jump into Origins 1, which is basically like the origin of the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
And... the
Forerunners.
Yeah, there's the flood and they're like taking over everything.
The flood is like they just like little alien things that take over your body.
Okay. What like
and it's
which games
different.
feature
It's
the
different.
flood?
It's all of the Bungie ones.
All the Bungie ones?
Except for Reach. Reach does not have the flood.
Okay. Are the flood like the main villains?
The flood is basically like this parasite. It's like this hive mind.
Yeah.
Like the main mind is this being called Grave Mind.
Okay.
And he's like he is like the flood. Because like every person that gets controlled by the flood is
he can control as well. Okay. So and the flood is
it's like a parasite, like a super infectious parasite that's like unrelenting. Like you know, like if the flood comes, you're fucked.
So then the Forerunners couldn't stop the flood, so they created
the
Halo.
halos. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the halo rings were used to destroy
everything or all sentient life to stop the flood.
Yeah.
And then they like repopulated everything.
Yeah, and then the halos became like a religious artifact for the Covenant.
Ah, okay. So when it was showing the Forerunners like repopulating everything, or like when the halos were showing up to those worlds, I guess I didn't recognize at the time, but like were those elites and stuff? Like were those races?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm sure they were. Yeah, because they showed like grunts in the first shot. I think elites in the second, maybe like jackals or something.
Okay.
And then humans.
Yeah, they definitely showed humans, but that was pretty sick.
All right, so
it was
the Spart. I wanted to say this too. The Spartan program is cool. Wait. We'll get. Just all right. Sorry. Go ahead.
We'll talk about the Spartans.
Okay. I'm just thinking about like the general like overarching story.
I see.
Of Halo.
Well, so,
but I'll let you like discover this. This is a good introductory thing for anybody who's not been into Halo.
This episode is gonna be me figuring out Halo.
Yeah.
Okay, so I also was wondering. So Cortana and Master Chief are in this, and this first like story, the first origins, I guess, is narrated by Cortana. Is it like the same voice actors and actors? Do they bring them back, or is it
the first one? I think I remember thinking it sounded more like it, but the other one's definitely not.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, after the Forerunners wipe out all sentient life, it goes into
humans going
like
to
the
war.
Human history, basically, after they've been repopulated, I guess. And the humans cannot stop going to war with each other. They destroy Earth. They're trying to get off then they have to like recolonize.
Which, because I thought in Halo 2 you go to Earth, so maybe it's not Earth. Maybe it's just like a very Earth-like planet that they built. If they destroyed Earth, if that part of the lore is correct, or they went back to it.
Yeah, I have no answers.
I don't know. Yeah,
I have no answers.
The lore to Halo is very deep. There's like a fuck ton of books on it, a bunch of comics. It's like any other big video game thing. You can get super crazy with the lore. Okay,
so once humanity starts expanding, then they run into the Covenant, right?
Yes.
And
the Covenant is kind of like this alien government, and they all have hierarchies. The prophets are like the religious leaders, those like guys in the chairs. Then it's brutes, but brutes and elites kind of like swap off. Like they're the two like main ones, but like they don't really like each other. They kind of like fight over who's like top dog. And then it's like jackals, grunts, drones. Hunters are like up there, but they're kind of like, they're like this collective of worms. They're just like these super crazy soldiers. They don't really have that much of a mind, so they're not really with it with the elites and brutes.
So,
but like even in the backstory, there's a lot of cool shit. Like the elites, like, are basically like they like overrule like the grunts, and like the grunts have like these huge like they like fucking repopulate like crazy, but they're like super weak, and the elites just like oppress the fuck out of them. And there's like all these stories of uprisings, and like even the best grunt uprisings still end with like the elites slaughtering all of them and being like, they'll like go to the last grunt and be like, you served yourself well as a warrior, like we'll let you do this. Like,
damn, that's pretty crazy.
The elites are fucking sick.
Well, so you said that, I guess they kind of like allude to it later, but the Covenant, so humanity and the Covenant are fighting because humanity didn't want to join them and like bow to their gods. Is that what like caused the conflict for their fighting? I thought there might have been like one line.
I think the Covenant are just like,
up on. And does it have to, you said that the Halo rings were part of their religion. Does it have to do with that?
The Halo rings are part of their religion, but they're fighting before they find the Halo rings.
Okay.
I think they just find each other and they're like, ew, the humans are gross.
Well,
or they don't join the covenant, or they don't want to be part of their hierarchy or something like that. I don't know. It's humans versus aliens.
yeah. You're right.
There's definitely a deeper reason, but
well, and then Origins 2 ends with Cortana going up to like Master Chief in stasis, and somehow her hologram like wipes away the condensation on.
yeah,
That's just the last thing I have to say about Origins.
that's true. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, how did her hologram do that?
So that was my main takeaway, was the hologram wiping away the condensation.
Origins 1 and 2 were good.
Pretty solid.
If you're wanting to get into Halo and want to know a brief overview, just look those two things up on YouTube.
Oh, also in the human history one, they talk about how the Covenant and humans had to team up against the flood.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like that is an event that would happen in a game. Like, does that happen in the games where you like team up with the?
So, in Halo 2 and Halo 3, second player is the Arbiter. And
Okay.
then in fucking Halo 2, there's like missions where you play as the Arbiter.
Okay, so I guess we could use that as a transition to go into the dual one. The next one was the duel.
Yeah.
About the elites and
That
the
one looks
guy's
really
the Arbiter.
bad.
Yeah.
That one was not very good. It was like I get the idea was to make it look like a painting, but it was very hard to discern a lot of shapes.
Yeah, it was dumb.
The duel looked like everything because of its painting like texture. It was really hard to discern certain things.
It felt like there was like almost 3D models, and then over it they had just like some sort of distortion filter. It was so like displeasing to the eye. And
also,
I was like, holy shit.
The elites had human mouths. The whole point of the elites is that they have like those mandibles that like opens up.
Oh, because the female one just like had a chin.
Yeah. And also when they animated the guys, sometimes they just ignored their mandibles. And it looked so weird.
They
did
like, look kind of like big snakes.
Yeah. And it's like, that's not elites.
I didn't pick up on that aspect of it, obviously, but it was just so hard to look at. You know?
So
wait, can you explain what like the idea of the Arbiter is?
Okay, so this is good. I could be a little off on this because it's been a while since I've played, but basically the Arbiter is like this title that you hold, and I'm pretty sure you get it if you do something like wrong, or like you're a high-ranking official and like you fuck up and they're like, all right, you're gonna be an arbiter for us, you're gonna like go out and do like basically be like our like main soldier and like go out on the front lines and do the important work, and you're like this holy represent like warrior thing, and I think they're meant to die.
Oh, and it's like a punishment?
Kind of. It's yeah.
Interesting. Because later on there was some elite guy and they were like, we'll leave him behind. And they were like, his only two options are death or arbiter.
In the Halo science fiction universe, an arbiter is a ceremonial, religious, and political rank bestowed upon Covenant elites.
Okay.
The High Prophets, although the Arbiter is intended to die serving the Covenant leadership, yeah. Okay. So it's a punishment.
Interesting.
It's a punishment, but they're like, you can die in the name of our religion.
Yeah.
So like
you're
redeeming yourself, I guess.
That makes sense. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The painting filter was just way too distracting. The animations and like the fight scenes were like pretty cool and well done, but it was just so hard to look at, you know?
It was, yeah. There was a lot of that in this anthology.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. There were some good ones. I think this is one where you just look up the good ones online. You don't have to watch the full thing.
Exactly, yeah. I also like the one scene where he's like fighting the whole army, and literally like the entire thing that the army that he's fighting is just saying, cursed arbiter, cursed arbiter. It reminded me of RE4, how the enemies are just always saying the exact same thing.
Also, I wanted to the last thing I'll say about this one Another reason I really didn't like this one was because the elites were wearing fucking samurai robes, and one of the elites had like the samurai armor wasn't that bad actually. The samurai armor was pretty cool, but
The armor was cool.
It was just weird, like seeing like elites in samurai robes and walking around like a feudal little area, feudal Japan type like area, and you're like, that is not the arbiters. Like they had like this crazy armor, and the higher up they go, like their armor gets like way more intense and like flashy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Didn't work in the canon.
No, it didn't really work like in the overall canon. So that one sucked. Next one was Homecoming.
Yes.
Which was...
This one was pretty sick.
Okay, yeah, I guess this would be a good time to explain the Spartan backstory. So Spartans... So that... I believe Halsey is the scientist who created the Spartan program, and then because she was such a smart tactician in the war, she copied her brain and made Cortana.
Okay.
But she started the Spartan program, and what it started off as like they'd like take like super young children and then just like train them and like test them and like wipe their memory and just make them like emotionless, like insane super soldiers. And that's what like Master Chief is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then some of them are like clones and stuff.
Okay.
But basically, you just have to know it's pretty like emotionless. We need to win the war. Like,
yeah,
we need to make ruthless killers that are like 6'8", like 400 pounds, and are like proficient with human and alien weapons.
That's pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this one was about a bunch of children. Oh no, wait. That was the backstory of the Spartan. Mm-hmm. Like, it was like it set during the Human and Covenant War or whatever, and this lady Spartan is helping them out, and it like kind of shows her backstory as
about
like
her finding her clone that who she's cloned after.
Oh, wait. I thought that she was the real one.
I thought that wheelchair girl is the real one. I
thought that she got kidnapped by them as a child, and then when she came back and like they had replaced her with a clone, they were like, all the children that we've taken.
Yes, that's what it was. Yes.
And then
you're correct on that. That is,
she like has a good interaction with her clone, and then her like boyfriend guy had to kill his clone. But then they said that
just killed his
all the clones were like made to look like they committed suicide, or like they killed themselves with the pistol with their like sidearm or something.
I think he just killed like his clone because he came home and found them.
Yeah, but then it also showed a scene of the wheelchair clone like at like her funeral. So like they also killed her. She was dead.
Maybe
there was some line that they like killed the clones.
It is that I do remember that from before. They do replace them with like people, so maybe I misread that one. I might have been. Maybe they do clone people. It's like I said, it's a very big. There's books and books and shit. But the Spartan program was pretty fucked up. But they made some sick people.
This one was really cool to me. Like, it was showing her as a Spartan, like fighting in the war, like that was super compelling, and I didn't really care about the whole child side arc, but then like once you find out there's like a fucking clone of her, and then that got suddenly more interesting, and then suddenly I was invested in both of the plots, and this one was awesome. I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, that one is pretty cool. They don't. It's sad they don't go too much into the backstory of the Spartans, except for in Reach. Reach is all about the fall of Reach and the Spartans.
Okay, interesting.
But like for the first 3 games, it's really just like, shit, Master Chief is the last Spartan. Like whenever he comes, it's like, fuck, we're safe, guys. Like we're gonna survive this battle.
That's pretty awesome. I will be playing Halo at some point.
That's on the list among many other things.
And then the next one was called Odd One Out,
which was a Studio Toei, I believe is how you pronounce it. It's like that cat with like the hat. I bet it here. I'll show you.
I would probably recognize it. Is it TOEI?
Yeah.
Does this have any...
They did Digimon, One Piece, Transformers.
Do they have any relation to like Godzilla Toei?
Yeah.
So Toei is like one of the main film production companies.
Well, this is Toei Animation. I don't know.
But like Toei also has a big division of films, I'm pretty sure, if they're connected.
It's possible. Yeah. But this one was whack.
I actually kind of liked this one, I'm not going to lie.
It was fun, but it was also very whack.
It was
like
very
when,
whack.
When the two random
It's about a Spartan that
they
like,
literally have an anime battle with a brute.
Yeah. He
like as anime as you can think, like they have an anime battle with a brute.
This is definitely the most anime one.
And
he was like a Spartan that like fell off the Banshee or whatever, and they're like, and Master Chief was like, he'll be a pelican. That's what it was. And Master Chief's like, he'll be okay.
Yeah,
he's just kind of stupid.
Yep. And
then
it was like very funny, like lighthearted. There was a dinosaur in it. It was well animated.
It was well animated. It probably, as a Halo fan, it probably doesn't fit, but as a non-Halo fan, I really enjoyed it, to be honest.
It definitely was taking its inspiration more with anime than Halo, that's for sure.
Yeah, like the people just show up kind of out of nowhere, and they're being raised by an AI.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was weird. The mama AI.
She like activated the
cannon.
But it was like a hyperspace thing that like opened a wormhole and transported people to the other side of the galaxy. And I think she launched like the pod or whatever that you would ride in at the thing, and then it just got transported away.
Mm-hmm.
And it was supposed to be like a super brute or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. That one was pretty sweet.
Yeah. None of them were that like very Halo-y.
As a non-Halo fan, I thought they were pretty sick. There were some pretty cool ones. Was it not Halo enough for you?
It's the same thing with like the Star Wars thing. It's like, I don't know.
Well, the thing about the Star Wars ones is that they like came out and said like, these are not canon. We kind of just like let these Japanese studios have free reign with the Star Wars license and see what cool stuff they could come up with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this was trying to like be in canon. The short description
it didn't really
I
seem
read,
like anything was
maybe
that would have
the origin, maybe
but the
just
origin and stuff like this already been there.
Right, but like, isn't this just kind of like to build out some of the other things? Like, do you think Master Chief could have ridden on Lobo bikes at some point?
At the very end, the last 3D animated one.
Yeah, like maybe that happened at some point before the first game. Or no, wait, Cortana was there.
Yeah.
Isn't Cortana introduced in...
There's a fucking dinosaur in the one that we were just talking about.
But the galaxy is vast. There could be a dinosaur, maybe.
I don't know. I feel like the Covenant has been pretty across the universe.
They don't have T-Rexes.
Like, humans have multiple planets. The Covenant has, like, many, many, many planets and universes.
You don't think there's a T-Rex on one of those planets? Or
Maybe.
a T-Rex-like?
Maybe. A T-Rex-like.
Yeah.
The next one was Prototype, and it was about this soldier named Ghost who lost his platoon, and then in the next mission he gets in a mecha suit that has the Master Chief like Mark IV helmet, so it looks Halo-esque, and he just goes around rampaging to like let his squad escape.
Yeah.
And that's like
pretty much it.
I thought it was pretty cool. I liked that one. At first I was like, oh, it's kind of lame they're doing a mecha. But then I was like, okay, it's kind of cool. And he's like just going around slaughtering like the tanks and stuff.
It did have some cool action. He even has the line where he's like, Ghost is in the core or something like that. Like they really went full mecha with this one.
Mm.
But honestly, this is the one that I started losing interest a little bit. I was just like, yeah, I get it. They look like Master Chief and they're fighting some Covenant looking aliens. Like this is the one that like it kind of started losing me just a little bit. I kind of wanted it to be over.
Yeah,
already.
I feel that. The next one I think is my favorite though.
Yeah, and then I wrote that the next one brought me back. Like the next one was awesome.
It was about in So all right, ODSTs.
Yeah, I want to know what ODST 105 is.
ODSTs are fucking dope. They're orbital drop shock troopers. And they're like paratroopers, but like they like go down in those pods, and they're like specially trained. Just think of them like paratroopers.
Yeah,
you know? They're like designed to like drop down and like just go wherever and like go out with their mission.
That's pretty sweet. I want one of them to be like Captain America, and he's like, I don't need a pod, and just like jump straight out.
There's a spin-off game like Reach called Halo 3 ODST.
Okay.
And it's really interesting because it's the only game where you don't play as a Spartan. And it's the only game where you have really shit health and you're not good with all the weapons.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so like it's like a different take on like this is what it's like to fight as like a human.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's super interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You're making me want to play Halo.
Good.
Yeah, no, this one was awesome. There was like the ODST guy was like, why are we bringing in a Spartan? Like, I have a pretty good shot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and
the Spartan
ended up having to
with a gravity hammer.
Yeah,
which is a very fun weapon.
That was this one the most Halo-y one.
This one was the most Halo-y one.
Sure. Yeah.
It just took itself more seriously than the other ones, you know.
Yeah.
There was definitely that level of like cheese or like comic relief or like lightheartedness in the other ones. This one was a little more took itself seriously.
Yeah, a little bit more like almost respect for the lore, maybe.
There was none about the flood. I was surprised.
Yeah, I guess it only mentioned the flood right at the beginning during the origin one.
That could have been a good horror one.
That could have been a good horror one.
The flood is gross.
Is the flood a bit more prevalent in the games then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They don't show up till like halfway through the first game though.
Okay. Interesting. At some point, do they ever like try and use the Halo weapon again?
The flood, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
When do you learn about like the flood and the what are they called? The Forerunners? Is that kind of just always in the background? Or like
the Forerunners.
When do you learn about like the flood being
there's
originally
like remnants?
taken out?
There's remnants of the Forerunners. There's like
Throughout.
little like droids. Like Guilty Sparks 343 is a robot, which is what they named the studio after.
Ah, okay.
And they named the studio after a fucking asshole robot.
Beautiful.
And I think he was made by Forerunners. And there's like Forerunner architecture. The enemies in Halo 4 are Forerunners.
Okay. Isn't that a
I'm
343
pretty sure.
one?
Yeah. Are there like Forerunner robots or some shit? I don't know.
I feel like I'm not going to play the 343
Yeah, don't play
ones.
those ones.
I'll just play the Bungie ones.
They're not worth it at all. It's like playing Metal Gear Solid fucking Survive.
Metal Gear Survive, yeah. Okay. That's good to know. Well, this one was sick because like I really like enjoyed the characters and like the development where like at the very beginning the one ODST guy is like, I don't need a babysitter, like why are they bringing in the Spartan? And then it's like throughout the course of the mission like he actually does need a babysitter, like they save his life.
Maybe the Spartans are kind of pretty dope.
and like maybe this guy does need a babysitter. He like had to be saved a bunch of times, and then the last time, it was his job to like keep watch. I guess like did he let them get snuck up on? Like was it his fault that
I think he just kind of showed up. I don't know.
So yeah, and then the Spartan gets killed by the brute with the gravity hammer. Is that the correct?
Yeah.
The correct term.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
gravity hammers are really fun. They're like this when you swing it in the game, it just goes boom, and it just like anything you hit, it just goes flying. Like if you hit somebody, sweet. Their body just goes ragdolling. It will like make like cars like fly away. Like,
that's pretty.
It's really sick. It's like when you're playing on Legendary, the hardest difficulty, and like you run into a room and there's like 4 brutes and one of them has a gravity hammer. You're just like, oh dear God.
That's pretty awesome. But then he's able to take the shot. And yeah, this one was sweet.
And then the next one was an atrocious looking 3D
the
animated
package.
one.
It was so bad looking. And I was ready for this movie to be over at this point.
Yeah.
Like, after seeing what the art style looked like, and I was like, nope.
I would say the ones worth watching are Origins 1 and 2. Just I feel like this
Any Halo fan?
for any Halo fan. Well, I was gonna say anthology films. I feel like they kind of suck because you can just watch the good ones online, right? And you can't keep that consistency of quality.
Yeah, there's some good ones though.
There's some ones that I like more. Did you ever see ABCs of Death? I like those ones.
Yeah. That one's like a little gimmicky though, because aren't there like 26 ones?
Yeah, but like I feel like it works better that way.
You think so? Like, have you ever seen VHS? That one's a pretty good
I have
horror
not.
one. The like first two VHSs
I know about
are pretty
VHS.
good.
I might have seen it. I don't remember if I have.
And honestly, the Batman anime one's not that bad, but on like we all know I'm the Batman shill, so
yeah,
I'm gonna like it no matter what.
I just feel like anthology stuff that's based off of a property
Based off of a property
is harder to like make that enjoyable. But like an anthology film that's just like based off of a theme, like a random theme, is better.
Yeah, for sure. Like the whole concept of the VHS ones are that like I guess these people find this creepy abandoned house full of VHS tapes and all of the different stories are like the different tapes that they find in this house. It's pretty cool. And some of them are like pretty scary.
But so, what I was saying, the ones that I think are only worth watching is Origins 1 and 2, Homecoming, The Odd One Out,
if you're really feeling it,
and The Babysitter. But definitely, if you're only gonna watch one, just watch The Babysitter, or maybe or Origins 1 and 2. That's not a very... Babysitter was the best one. The last one was pretty awful. If you get through this movie and just decide to shut it off once they go away from the 2D animation.
Yeah, it's totally fine. Okay, what do you think about this? Going forward for the podcast, you want to give our recommendations before we actually start like talking about the movie, and that way we can be like, oh, if we recommend that you watch this movie, like go watch it and then come back and listen to it, and then we can be like, we don't recommend you watch this movie.
That's a good idea.
You can listen to us just shit on it for a little bit, you know?
All right, well, you heard it here.
Yeah, a little peek behind the curtain.
We might not do it the next episode, though.
Yeah. Depending on when this one comes out.
Yeah. But we'll start doing that.
At some point.
Do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Oh, you're right. We're not doing that for the next one. Maybe I'll cut that out. No, I don't have anything else I want to say.
Sweet. Well, thank you so much for listening. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It kind of went off the rails. As you can tell, we have a lot of nerds in our friends. We could talk about dumb shit all the time.
What's the next movie?
Resident Evil animation.
I don't know what it is specifically either. I think it's like Degeneration or something.
The dog go.
Resident Evil.
Digitization. Resident Evil.
Demonetization. Degeneration. Resident Evil Degeneration. No, wait, it's not Degeneration. I'm sorry.
Demilitarization.
It's not Degeneration, actually. That was actually wrong. Fuck. Resident Evil.
Deforestation.
No. Now I can't think of it. The third one's called Vendetta. We're watching the second one.
Look it up yourselves.
Yeah, you have to look it up yourself.
Goodbye.
Wait, is it Damnation? It's Damnation.
Okay, Damnation. All right, thank you for listening.
Bye.